Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single video. It could be an adventure or a dream. I'm doing random things right now. So, I want to tell you one of my favorite dreams. This is like on the top of the list. On the top of the list. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right into it. Let's get it. Okay, so this dream kind of started like how Toy Story 2 starts. it starts with me fighting on top of a train, and it was me, my crew. Well, it wasn't my crew, but it was a crew, and we were all fighting the bad guys, and we were on top of a train. So, so that happened, and then after we fight, we go to this like dive bar. I want to call it a dive bar, but there wasn't a bar. It was just like a dark room. There was this like the back wall had one of those darts games, one of those games where you play darts, and then so when that happened, so not when that happened, but in that part of the building, there was a leader and then like one of the crew members, right? Because this was a crew. Sorry. And the leader asked the crew member, okay, tomorrow can you do this and this, and after that can you do this as well? So he was like telling her to do several things, and she was like, she said no. And I think under contract they're allowed to say no and not get fired, kind of like the gospel. I mean, not the gospel, but like Jesus never gives up on us. We're the only ones who can reject him. I'm not trying to go off in a tangent, but this is real. You know what I mean? He never gives up on us. Jesus never gives up on us, and he's always gonna stay true to himself no matter what, right? So like people like out in the real world, if you don't pay, they cancel you. If you don't work, they fire you. But in this job, it was more like there was more grace involved for some reason. So she said no, and part of the contract was that you can say no and still be part of the crew. So she said no, and this guy like stabbed her in the arm. It was either the wrist or the arm. I forgot where, but he stabbed her in the wrist, and she was like, she just said that, like she didn't yell or scream or get mad. She was just like it startled her, and she like it bothered her, but it didn't, like, she wasn't screaming or yelling or crying or anything. So that threw me off. Like at that point I was like, where am I? Because it was like a vivid dream kind of. Well, was it a vivid dream? I knew I was dreaming, so at that point it was more of a nightmare, I suppose. But I wouldn't label it as a nightmare. Anyways, so after that, we had a meeting, and I mean the meeting went on for like 10-15 minutes, and then afterwards he was like, the leader said, is there anyone here who can't do that, or somewhere along the lines of that? And there was one guy that said, I don't think he can do it. And when he said he pointed at me, and then the leader was like, oh, he'll be okay, he'll be all right. And so nothing happened there, and I was like, this is my opportunity to leave. So I left. And then I was gonna ride a horse because we were in the middle of the desert, and the horse didn't come. And I thought, I mean, anything can happen in dreams. So if I want to ride a horse, I'm gonna ride a horse. But the horse never came. The horse never came, so I started flying. And man, flying in dreams are something else. This is why this is one of my favorite dreams. Like, I think this is one of two of my favorite dreams. So I started flying, and I flew for like maybe 20 miles, at least 20 miles, maybe more. And I started to slow down. That's how far I was flying. That's how long I was flying for. So so I started slowing down, and then I I joined my hands together, and then I flew up. So I started flying up, and I flew up for another, I guess, 10 miles, 5 to 10 miles. It was quite a ways because I passed the clouds, so I guess it was more than that. But I passed the clouds, and then finally I came to a conclusion that it wasn't a dream in my dream. Stay with me, it gets weird. It doesn't get weird, it's just dreams are confusing sometimes. I mean, the thing is that people always tell me that every time I have a flying dream, I have an out of body experience, and the Bible says that as well. So it could be like an out of body experience. I can't really confirm it, but anyways, I think it was. I'll leave that to you. But at that point, I was like, I'm not waking up. And usually, in a normal dream, when you know you're dreaming, you'll wake up, or you'll just eventually wake up. But I wasn't waking up, and I had been flying for like 30 minutes. So anyways, and see, let me see what happened first. There's two things that happened next. Okay, the first thing is that after the clouds, I see this prism of I call it a prism because, well, was it a prism? It was like a crystal-like object, and it had like the colors like dark purple, pink, and dark blue, and it was like it was like a diamond kind of. Like, you know, if you break glass, it was something like that with those three colors, and those three colors in the shape of a flame were actually next to my altar, because I used to. This was when I was in Charlotte. I don't live in North Carolina anymore, but when I had an altar there, there was like where I had my prayer place, my Bible, and everything. There was like a flame. I mean, one morning I woke up and I was half asleep, and I saw the same colors, but it wasn't a diamond. It was like a flame, like a almost like a reflection, but it wasn't a reflection because the colors came from the bottom all the way to the ceiling, and it was like dark purple, pink, a little bit of pink, and then dark blue. And those same colors were the same colors that I saw above the clouds. So at that point I thought I wasn't. This isn't a dream. I'm not waking up. This is my spiritual body, according to what I was thinking in the dream. And so what happened next was that I opened my eyes in real life, and I did wake up, but it was hard. Like, it wasn't hard, but I had to concentrate to open my eyes, because in my dream my eyes were already open. You know what I mean? So it was like, imagine opening your eyes when your eyes are already open. You know, that was like, it was super hard for me to open my eyes in real life. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the dream. This was one of my favorite dreams. Let me know your favorite part, and yes, let me know what you want to hear more of. Peace.